Please start.
Oh. Because it's free. Hi, everybody. I'm not sure we're on yet. There, we're on. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Sorry we're 2 minutes late. We were on a client call, and we're talking about really good stuff. Really good stuff. Oh, you got the notes there?
I have them here.
I hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday. I cannot believe it's A, Wednesday, and B, past the middle of September.
Yes.
What is happening?
Shelley says we are to say, holy smokes, where has September gone?
Holy smokes, yeah. Smokes, too, with the haze and the red sun and the... So weird to see the smoke. Hey, Ashley. So weird to see the smoke. Somebody said that they had a friend in Boston, and they were getting the smoke all the way out in Boston.
Really?
Yeah. So it's supposed to stick around for a couple days, then clear out, I guess.
It is kind of crazy, though, how much better it gets quickly. Because, like, when we were in Minnesota last weekend, just even on the other... Well, basically, we were just on the other side of South Dakota, and it was considerably less still smoky, gross. But considerably less smoky.
Yeah.
Like, hanging in the air, like, less allergy-inducing and all things.
Yeah. Yeah, poor Shelley. She said, hey, Susan. Shelley said that she slept with her windows open last night. And I'm like, oh, girl, let me guess. You got lungs full of smoke.
Yeah.
It was beautiful night temperature-wise, but air quality it's gross.
Right.
Somebody said to me, all the smoke and the haze and the ash and the whatever is all of the remains of all of the forests and animals that burned in the... I'm like, gross. Don't tell me that. That makes me sad.
And the humans. Shelley was telling us a story about a 15-year-old kid who was driving with his grandma, tried to save his grandma. Yeah, it got him. Both of them, the car, the whole thing. And the mom was in the car in front of him, watched it.
No.
Yes. I don't know if they were in cars. They were like, I don't know if they were in cars or if he like went back to grab her, and I don't know. But anyway, that's not part of our some good news.
That is not our good. No. Ooh.
That's not. Okay, so
that's a terrible story.
Rachel speaking with Leadership Spearfish tomorrow.
Yeah, Melissa's talked me into talking to them every year, pretty much. But it's gonna be fun. We're gonna eat at the new Elkhorn Ridge Golf
Miller Creek Pub
Cafe. Yep, which I heard is really good. I gave my order in yesterday for shaved ribeye Philly sandwich, one of those things.
Shaved prime rib.
That's
probably.
what I'm talking about. Yeah, so that sounds good. And then every year they have it. So their leadership groups, there's like 11 or 12 of them. And I'm supposed to bring books, by the way. Remind me, let's sign those later.
Shelley, we need
Hey,
books.
Shelley, help us out with the books.
For those people tomorrow.
11 or 12 or something like that. So.
Okay. Oh, latest episode of How the Hell Did I Get Here? Our special guest was Jamie Wood.
Jamie, she was a good guest.
She was. She's the deputy director of the South Dakota SBA, which is Small Business Administration.
South Dakota District Director.
Yep, for SBA.
Yeah, she's cool. She just awarded Matt Paulson in Sioux Falls the state's Friend of Small Business Award yesterday.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, congratulations.
She's on a traveling tear.
Yeah,
these days.
And then we've been doing the Leading with Confidence Elevate Rapid Cities series. Rachel did one last week. Yes. I did this week. Do people really want to be empowered? I wore my sequin jacket yesterday.
You did?
Yeah, because...
Were you sparkly?
I was super sparkly, personality and all. Because we don't ever get to go anywhere anymore and see people. Know, right? So, and I thought, well, this is about leading with confidence, so I wore that.
Should I up your gown?
Game.
Like, kind of gown it?
Maybe a ball gown.
Gown it?
Yeah.
Oh, I
wear
like
your choir gown next week. Hell yeah, do it. I like it.
I'm going to find one with more sparkles in my choir gown.
Oh, all right.
I like it. I like it.
So yeah, next week will be Rachel again on the 22nd of September, anchoring your goals, not just another SMART goal workshop. SMART goals are fancy and great, but they don't usually get us where we need to go. So she's going to talk more about putting some action into your plan.
Because just having goals doesn't get you there.
Yep. So you can go to Elevate Rapid Cities site to register for that. The classes are $25
I guess
each.
there are like a pile of people signed up for this one, so
should be a good class. Right.
And was yours meeting this time?
Yep.
Yeah, so we'll have a meeting so I can see your face.
Don't get too excited. I really implored them to show their faces, and only like 3 people were brave enough to do it.
Wimps.
I know.
Well, you guys will be brave enough, so come and show me your face. And that'll be way more fun for me, and it'll be more engaging. So,
yeah.
Because then I can ask questions.
That's right. Okay, quote of the day. The KCTM, Kurt's Change Transition Model, is a great tool for understanding how everyone moves through change at different paces. An individual's pace depends on the timing and magnitude of the change event, as well as whether or not it was their choice.
What people hate, having to do things that wasn't their choice. Anyone have a toddler? I had one. I always did. I was
Anyone have a boyfriend? Toddler.
Right? Business partner.
Yeah.
I
11-year-old.
Right.
Any humans in your life.
Any humans. Pretty much all humans of any age hate being told what to do. Seems reasonable to me.
Yeah, agree.
So that's right. So understanding that will be key to success in many ways.
Yes. Okay, weekly writing prompt. Our team has been focusing more on self-care. I giggled a little when I read this earlier.
Oh, yeah?
I don't feel like that's very true.
Well, I guess we both left town over the weekend.
Yeah, we did. I mean, we are actually. I have a massage this afternoon, but I had to
Nice.
giggle just at how busy we've been. I'm like,
crazy.
I can't even find my brain most days.
Or your butt, for that matter.
Yeah, right. But we do practice what we preach, so we're very good at holding each other accountable for taking care of ourselves. So the writing prompt this week is: what are 3 things you can add to your self-care routine?
3 things.
Yeah, I know. Huh?
Feel free to post. I know Ashley's on. She's a chatterbox on the thing. What Susan's on. She probably has some ideas.
I mean, I like in my own personal life, even when I'm really busy, pretty good at self-care. So I don't know that I can add very much.
That's kind of the awesome thing about our company is like you have a massage this afternoon. I got to get a nail appointment. We get our hair done. Like I don't know how people work a full-time job and then do all that self-care stuff on the sides. Like I just don't know how you have to.
I know what I would add for my self-care is somebody to run my errands. Like, but I need somebody like as a duplicate of me.
Yes.
Like I need multiplicity.
You don't have to explain.
Well, because I got to go pick up some letter at the post office for the car I bought. All the paperwork, to get my licensing.
Yeah.
Well,
you have to be that.
I have to be
Sandy.
the person.
Sandy's saying, fit in exercise.
Exercise.
Yeah, that's kind of me too, Sandy. I mean, I know I should, but I really don't, and I'm look, Ashley says naps. I like this. Sandy and Ashley. Naps, exercise.
Naps and exercise actually are kind of my sweet spot. 10-minute nap, exercise, a beer in the afternoon. That's a favorite part of, or in the evening.
It's okay. Afternoons, beer's good. Day drinking. I mean, we're all doing it. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
At some level. I don't know. For me, it might be. I would love to be able to turn my brain off because, I'd love to sit and read a book, but at this point, I feel like I've just got so much spinning in my head that I can't even shut it off enough to do the things. So. I don't know what magic wand that would be, but that would probably be my self-care thing.
Yeah, right.
Turn your brain off. Maybe that's the napping and the exercise.
Meditation.
Maybe that's all of that.
Meditation.
Yoga. Yoga's good. I need to do that more. I just got to do it. And my body would be a lot happier. I'd sleep better. All the good things.
Sounds like we can all hold Rachel accountable for going to yoga at least twice a week.
Or at least doing it. I like to do it on my ride horses and drink beer. Sewing, Monique. Yeah, right. For real.
Sewing? Oh my God. That would stress me out.
I was so proud of myself. I felt very domestic. We have this really old set of sheets, but we love it because it's old and the sheets are soft and, and somehow, I don't know, Cappy put his elbow through it or literally ripped the sheet.
Right.
And I'm like, so I actually got it out and I have this fancy sewing machine with all the settings and I found one of the settings and I actually stitched it together. So a big enough stitch that it would actually get the edges and it looks cool. I actually used it a contrasting color and I was like, holy shit, I just saved some money. I feel like I really became my mother there for a minute. It's pretty awesome.
It's a high five, man.
I know.
I'm like, looks like time for new sheets. Take these out to the garage.
They're
we
so
can use them to move
expensive.
furniture. Yeah, I know.
And not even so expensive. Most of them are just not that cozy because they're brand new and you got to break them in.
It's true. The scratchy sheets, man.
Yeah, the worst.
Okay. So, in the news, holographic Zoom-like video meetings could soon be a reality. So we were actually just talking about this last week, or 2 weeks ago. I don't know. That I talked to a guy, CEO of a company, and he is attending a conference where everyone gets a pair of VR goggles, and then they've got the Dream
Conference
World
room floor kind of thing.
Yeah, all the framework for like you actually go and you can shake hands with the person who's at the table for the the widget that you want to look at and everything. So sounds like I read this article. Sounds like they're kind of talking about having some of this VR meeting be a reality. So the questions that Shelley put in here as prompts and are we going to keep moving towards remote work, or are things going to go back to normal at some point? What do you think?
I did read about this a little bit actually. That some of that is it's the illusion of engagement. So you can like put your VR goggles and move around and sort of see people's booths maybe, or maybe attend a talk on a screen or something. But it doesn't, like if I go to say hi to you, you don't in real time say hi back. Like it's not that sophisticated yet. And so it's more of a static thing. So I think, frankly, I don't know if you've seen Ready Player One, but I think we're all moving to VR land at some point. And we did The Void is a company that they have a fully immersive VR experience. And in this case, it was a Star Wars thing. And you put these goggles on and you became a stormtrooper. I looked at you and I looked at Alex, and you would be a stormtrooper this tall, and Alex was a stormtrooper this tall. It's cool. It was the cutest shit ever. But you did this whole path, and they blew hot air on you, and it made you feel like you were moving, and you could grab things and punch buttons and actually interact with the space. And that was crazy. And it was if you could totally see how people might live in VR space someday. So I think it's inevitable. I think how much, I don't know if for work, it's going to be super expensive. And frankly, if you can get around and travel, I think most people are going to keep doing that. But I don't know, maybe we'll all become like Wall-E and these 800 pound, gelatin people. I don't know.
I don't know. I honestly
think human stuff is still important.
Yeah, I think not at all to be political about it, but I really do think what the outcome of what our new reality is going to be will really hinge on the election.
Yeah,
I think so.
I think it has more to do with the technology, and I think it has to do with how fast the vaccine comes out. Because frankly, if we can get a vaccine fast,
that might have a lot to do with the election.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think
you're cute. You're no conspiracy theorist. That is not any fun.
I have zero conspiracy theory about this. I think that because there's companies involved, so you've got 4 companies on the edge of trying to get vaccines tested. So I tell you what, whoever breaks and gets all of that vaccine contract is going to be hugely rich and all of that. So I think the company, because there's companies involved, is going to make that happen. So, and I think there's a giant push to have it happen. So as soon as we get vaccine, if we get vaccine soon, I think we're going to all snap back to mostly normal. Maybe there'll be more of the Twitter and the super high-tech companies that want to stay remote because it's cheaper, frankly, and they don't have to go back to downtown Chicago or whatever the hell they're living. Or San Francisco in their case. But I think most people will go back to the office. We've already got some of our clients pushing to go back to the office and all that stuff because people want to be with other people. So if it takes 2 years to get a vaccine and everyone freaks out and stays distanced, then I think that could be more permanent. But because we study change, it has to stay for a really long time before people actually jump in and stick it out or actually accept that change as their future. So I think we'll just have to see.
I think the real debate will be, because I think, we have opposite perspectives on whether or not people will go back to work. Yours, though, is more from people will want to go back to work.
Right.
I think that, probably a lot of people will want to go back to work, but I think there are a ton of companies, to your point just a minute ago, that are like, oh, would you look at that? We just took $30 million out of our expenses because we're not renting
Space.
or leasing space, or we can dump this building. So I think it'll have a huge impact on the commercial real estate business too.
Yeah, I would
One
not
way or
want
the
to.
other.
I would not
know.
want to own high rises in any downtown at this point because it's going to get ugly. I think.
Godspeed if you do.
Yeah, right. If nothing else, I think we might have more distributed communities, like, people moving to our little town because they can work remotely and that kind of stuff. So I think there's going to be some impacts there.
Yeah. Okay. Member questions. Our team is working remotely until 2021. We usually have a really fun staff holiday party. This year, we will not be able to hold an in-person event. Any ideas on other ways to celebrate our team? Well, if you want to get VR goggles, you can probably have a pretty sweet online reality.
Awkward online reality experience.
Yeah. Boy, imagine managing the employment law issues out of there. Did you just grab her boobs? No, and it's not me in real time. They're not her real boobs. Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's a whole other litigation field. That's for sure. I think there's still a lot of good to be done by video, whether that's, I was watching somebody, like the other day, we saw some girlfriends, and we had this sort of impromptu little dance party around the living room because we all had a little too much wine and a really great meal, and we were just so happy to freaking be around every other humans. And then I thought, we could have done that thing virtually, in the sense of we could have all got a glass of wine together and just decided to see each other on the camera and do that same kind of, and it would have been really fun and silly, and it would have been a great time. So even though everyone's sort of zoomed out and all of that, I think you can have fun experiences still remotely. It might be too that maybe you can get together in small groups, because that's kind of what everyone's starting to do now.
Yeah, I think there are things you could do where you could maybe still get together, even if it's not like huge groups or what have you. But, if you're doing a holiday party and it's usually sometime around Christmas holiday season, you could go ice skating. I mean, unless you're ice skating right next to someone holding hands, you don't have to be close to each other.
Well, plus everyone's going to have scarves on, so it'll be fine.
Yeah, right. Or you could go, another thing you could do is go caroling, because you don't have to stand close to each other to go caroling. There are lots of different ways you could still get together, even if it's not some big, huge party. Another thing you could do is maybe like some sort of a white elephant gift exchange, like between people's houses. So I've been involved before in the, you get an email with a name and an address in line number one, and then you fill in your name and address in line number one, and you could just have everybody in your organization or in your department do that, and then you just order something for somebody for less than $25 on Amazon, have it shipped right to their house. So there's lots of different creative things you could do.
Yeah, for when we do training now, we send everybody a little care package with some stuff in it and some snacks, and because that's what you get in a conference meeting or a training session anyway, with some decks of cards and a book or whatever. So you could all open your gifts at the same time, or send out little care packages to everybody, like a mug of hot cocoa and whatever, and I don't know, sing dumb carol, whatever. You could do a lot of things, I think, that would be really fun to, and from my perspective, inside, which is always nicer in the winter.
Yeah. Okay. Are there etiquette rules for searching for a new job while you are still employed at your current position, or is each case different? Well, yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't tell them that you're quitting.
Shelly, are you looking for a job?
Yeah, we always read these questions and we're like, does this come from Shelly, or
she's the one that puts them together, so we never know.
I guess if you're talking about the etiquette rules for, to respect your current employer, no, not really. There aren't etiquette rules, but I would say to cover your own ass, don't tell people in the company or anyone you can't trust that you're looking for a job. But I think that most people manage that to the nth degree, and so then you don't actually reach out into your network and say, hey, Rachel, just so you know, I'm looking for work and whatever, because we're afraid that Rachel's going to go tell somebody who's going to tell somebody who's going to tell our boss. And it's like I said, you got to trust people, but you can probably trust people more than you think. And then you have better opportunities that come into your world because you use your network a little bit better. Shelley says. None of them are mine.
Not mine. The other thing I would say is there are some applications that you indicate, can I contact your employer to like get work performance? And I just always say no. Like if I have a job and I haven't quit yet, I just say no, you can't, and I give them other references or resources or whatever to check on those things and so I think you be smart, you protect the business, you protect yourself, and because frankly some people look for work so they can have a better position to increase a salary or to get a job promotion at their current job. So there are sort of motivations that are different for everybody. So
yeah anyway, okay.
I gotta get my phone. My phone's blown up. I don't know what's happening. I'm seeing what's happening here. Oh, okay.
Not important
for the moment. I mean, it is, but can't wait. 15 minutes.
Okay, we have some good news. We don't have.
We do have some good news. Yay! Some good news. I should have at least a globe to spin. That was the old school thing that we did.
Oh,
yay, some good news. There's lots of good news. Shelley found a couple. I actually read these. So it actually starts with kind of sad news. There was a North Dakota, a farmer in North Dakota raises durum wheat, was out actually harvesting, and his combine caught on fire somehow. And he got out to try to put it out, and in the energetic outing of the fire, he had a heart attack.
Oh, yeah, well.
God. That's like your day, right? Fire, heart attack. But luckily, he was taken to the hospital and is still a patient there. But he looks like he's going to be okay. But everyone heard about this. And so literally and when grain's ready to harvest, you have to harvest it because if you let it go too long, then all the grain starts falling out of the husks or the shells of the wheat. So then you have a great wheat crop, but it's all laying on the ground. So you can't wait to harvest it. So there's kind of a small window to harvest. And he had like over 1,000 acres to harvest yet when he went down. So like the next day or something crazy, tons of people showed up at his place hauling all their equipment, and they with multiple combines, and they ended up harvesting all 1,000 acres in 7 hours with all of their rancher friends. So you have to have a combine, and you have to have wagons, and you have to have, get them to the grain bins, and you have to have augers and all that stuff. So I guess everyone just brought all their stuff, all their neighbors, and got it done in a day.
It does kind of make you wonder why they don't do that normally. But then there would be custom combine opportunities. So I guess
exactly.
Get rid of an entire industry. But
yeah, well, it does make sense. I mean, we have, I've felt that a lot. When I moved into my house, I decided I was not going to buy mowing and weed whacking and all that equipment. Because literally everyone around me owns the exact same equipment and they use it maybe once a day. So why wouldn't I just talk to my neighbor and give him $20 every time I borrowed it or whatever and just used it every week instead of spending $1,000 on equipment that I only used part of the year and when I use it once a week. So I think sharing resources like that makes a ton of sense. But anyway, it was really nice that he was part of the community that showed up and really saved his whole year. Because of course, as you know, you have kind of one window, whether you're a farmer or rancher, often you have one window that you're making all your money in the year, and that's his. And so they actually got to save the crop and probably their whole financial year. So yeah, it's very exciting.
Right. The other one is there was someone who was an adventurer, mountain biker who became paralyzed.
Yeah, he's had a snowboarding accident.
Oh,
broke his
yes.
back. He said as soon as he landed, had his wreck, he knew that he wouldn't walk again, just like that fast.
Gross. I had an experience like that with the snowboard. Lucky for me, I was wrong, but I was pretty sure when I was laying on the ground.
You have this broken back situation.
I know.
You're not sure where it came from.
I'm pretty that's in the top two. There's 3 or 4 or 5.
Snowboard. Why do people throw themselves down a mountain like this? I don't understand it at all.
I don't know.
I'm in the hot tub at the bottom of the hill.
It is not a sport for people who are that's not a there's no such thing as amateur snowboarding.
No, you're
either really good at it or just don't.
Or you're broken.
Right? It's It's like heroin. Like, listen, unless you're going to be a junkie,
All in.
don't
Or
start. Okay. So that's my perspective on snowboarding. So anyway, this guy was paralyzed, and then he made a mountain bike. So for people who are also paralyzed or have any kind of disability.
Mobility issues. Yeah. It's cool. It's like a reverse tricycle, but it's an electric motor. So you don't have to do it yourself. And it looks pretty, like all the wheels, like if you're on the side of a mountain, the wheels tip so you can stay upright, like so that your body stays upright, but the wheels tip to accommodate or
so
whatever.
It's got like the sort of gravity
kind of a gyro-y kind of
yeah.
thing. I don't know if it automatically does it, but it looks pretty cool. Like, I want to go ride this thing.
Yeah. So cool. In other good news, I have a good news thing to share. This was really, really heartwarming. So in the tiny town where we go, just on the other side of Brookings, Hendricks, Minnesota, there is a gentleman, I don't even know what his first name is because his last name is Bonds, Bonds, and nobody calls him by his, I don't know what his name is.
Okay, first name.
So they call him Bonds, Bonzo, and he has been golfing in Hendricks for like, I don't even know, 30 years, 40 years, I don't know how long it's been. Well, this spring, he was diagnosed with stage 4 something cancer. I'm not sure what, but pretty much not coming back from it. And he was a really, really heavy man. But he's lost he loses like 7 or 8 pounds a week. And he's lost like 250 pounds or something.
What?
So he's really tall. Like, he's a big guy. So he still looks big, but he's like literally half the man he was. So they had this big tournament this last weekend that he's always been able to play in most years, or at least somehow participate. But he wasn't going to be able to play all the holes as much as
because he's
like to
on chemo.
Yeah, well, I don't even know if he's doing treatment, but anyway,
he might just be.
I think he played. I don't know if he even played 9 holes, but he played in the last hole, and the whole little community got all gathered around the 9th hole green and cheered him on, and they had him do a little speech, and he was all verklempt and thanked everybody for all whatever
support. Yeah.
And we happened to be sitting outside on the patio next to the table he was sitting at after all this, and there was lots of people that came up and gave him a fist bump and said, well, not going to be back around for a while, but hopefully we see you soon, and hang in there. So it was just very
it's very heartwarming.
It was very heartwarming. So that was people making good out of a not so great situation.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what happens most of the time.
Yeah.
Gotta step up.
We break ground, as a reminder, on our new Rose Group building in October.
I just checked today. I told the banker, now, you said October 1st close. We took you at your word. Like, we're lining up subs. We've got the demo permit. We've literally, 2 days later, the building that is on there is going to be torn down. And, like we are literally 0 to 1,000 miles an hour on that. So I'm like, I hope you guys are not going to delay this because we've got it all sorted out. And they said they were still planning on it. So,
bangering, Rufio.
Yeah, especially Meg said the other day that she'd be happy with a cardboard box with the door on it. So it's gonna be a little nicer than that, but yeah, she's gonna have to wait a little bit.
I love Rachel and Shelly, but I'm sick of pretending like it's okay for the 3 of us to be in a fucking bedroom together. And yeah, I said that. Like, it is not okay anymore. There's too much going on. Too much.
Well, we're all on the phone. Like, literally today, Shelly hosted an event, and we were trying to figure out who's going where, and then we had a call together, and it was all crazy. So that's why we're a little late, because there's just happening things crazy. All good things.
Yes.
So if you have some good news, I would love it if you would share it with us. We see a lot of good news from our life, but we always want to hear what you're seeing from your perspective. And no politics or any of that junk. No. I unfriend people all the time for that, so don't make me unfriend you.
We'll remove you from the group.
Right.
If you want to talk politics offline, you can let me know. But I'm warning you. You will very much likely
hear her opinion.
Might not agree with my opinion.
Right.
And you will hear it.
That's right.
Okay, well,
all right. That's
until
our half
next
hour.
week. Lead powerfully.
Change the world. See you later.